voted accordingly. So why should we now say, oh, because they're trying to cheat us, we give in and give it to them? I beg, it's not possible. So that is the message I wanted to bring to you today. We're doing all we can behind the scenes. They've asked us in the diaspora. That's one thing that Bradley said at the conference, and so many others. They said to us, look, we have an ideal position in the sense that nobody can stifle our voices in the diaspora. So if you're in the diaspora, it is your voice that should be loudest. Right? You should be encouraging the people that look up to you. Do not give up. Do not, even even if you're feeling weak, when it's like going to fight somebody who's bigger than you. You do not show fear, because that is a psychological defeat. What's the point of dying before death comes? I am not doing that, and neither should you. God bless you all. We are winning this. I yield the mic.
Thank you very much, Mommy. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Before I move on, let me just take one or two more comments. Okay, this is an interesting one from O.O. Akinrinsola Esquire, a lawyer, apparently. He said, I was at the protest in front of the Court of Appeal today, and it is a pity that all the major media outlets have not reported on it. The same thing happened with the underreported news of the massacre going on in the Middle Belt and Southern Kaduna. It is all left to the judiciary to save our nation. So when many of us were speaking and screaming and shouting that, listen, the media are complicit in what is happening. People don't understand. When I was shouting, I say, if you like, look at, there's no protest that happened in Nigeria now that is as big as what happened in Nasarawa State. We had our mothers unclad. We saw. Did you see them air it? Did you see any of those? That was meant to be breaking news across all the news network, but no, they are accomplices to this thing. So we should understand that even if we mount the most giantest of protests alone, will not work. It has to be a coordinated effort.
Saddam, an INEC rec came out and gave an election to a woman that did not win the election. He had no sheet of paper in front of him.
The media reported it.
He called no numbers. This man disappeared and was carried away in a private jet. As I speak to you today, the media has not told us what happened on that story. Whether that lady has been taken to court and where that INEC rec currently is.
It is crazy, my brother. It is crazy. It is crazy.
BBC said that somebody who was involved in this election, a doctor who was prescribed from a university, does not exist and cannot be found today. A man that's involved in Rivers State election. But the university, the vice chancellor that he said he came from, that should be held accountable now, saying, where did you get this man from? INEC that should be telling us. If INEC is telling us this, that means all those professors are suspects. All those doctors they use are suspects in this election, and could be cohorts of APC from day one. They will tell you, Professor this person, Professor that person. How many Nigerians verified all 36 professors that were used in this election by INEC? If a doctor is fake in Rivers, we will revisit the 2023 election. A man cannot win 12 states in the presidential, but somehow only ended up with one governor. I repeat, a man cannot win 12 states by INEC's 419, but somehow produce only one governor in the governorship elections. But no wahala. Let us continue deceiving ourselves in this contraption called Nigeria. Continue, Saddam.
Thank you very much, brothers. Honestly, I'm just imagining Nigeria without Twitter. So you can understand how they succeeded in.
After the election, they would have led Nigeria into a genocide to start killing Igbos like they did in the 1960s.
I swear.
After this election, if there was no Twitter, Nigeria would have ended up in a massacre of Igbos, and the country would have somehow believed that it was the Igbos' fault once again. That was where they were going.
This is how they bamboozled and deceived our parents. This is how they shaped the narrative and made, because I'm standing on this my own. Military. Honestly speaking, a military regime in Nigeria is the best thing that happened to Nigeria. We have never had it so good than done the military. It is just this same set of evil satanic men that are holding the media that the military were dealing with. Because Abacha was stealing with him and his family members. Abacha did not allow other people. A Festus Keyamo under Abacha he would have been shot during firing squad. They would have killed Festus Keyamo in firing squad in Bar Beach. People like him. You dare not steal under the military brazenly like it's been done. Imagine under the military the kind of contracts these people are inflating.
They told us Abacha was stealing. All the money, please remember on public record, all the money Abacha stole has been returned to Nigeria. To buttress Abacha's claims that these people were the actual thieves and he was holding Nigeria's money for Nigerians. I repeat, 36 states in this country, more than 4 presidents since we started democracy. Please, who has had money returned to the Nigerian states that was a Nigerian democratic politician, even upon his death? None. Continue.
So it is crazy, honestly speaking. Now when I say it's now Nigerians to understand, obedience to understand how important it is. Please don't even think about just parallel facts. Please, if you have the means of starting your media, it is important we tell our stories ourselves. It is important we tell ourselves. We are saying this now.
Start your own blog. One Gist Lover alone affected Badebo Road Vival.
It is important we tell our stories ourselves. It is important. It is important because in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, they will be starting talking about the obedient movement. Start talking about they will change this whole story, this whole narrative. Imagine protests happening in front of court today. If not Twitter, if it is not Twitter, they will say they will label it something else. They will say this.
But remember, they carried natives protests. I want to say,
they will say these people protesting. The media will carry NTA there and say these people protesting are people kneeling down and say that destroy the case. Tinubu is for we want Tinubu. They will frame it up and you will see it and our parents will follow it hook, line, sinker. So you see how powerful it is we telling our stories ourselves. It is very, very important. Let me take 3 more comments and I'll come to our speakers. Mr. Wale said, Emir Saddam, you are so on point. I have said it over and over. Yoruba Ronu is a product of a failed educational system in the Southwest, especially Lagos. And Tinubu was very strategic about this for 23 years for a time like this. I cannot say it any better. That information says we need to do something. The judiciary may stop the swearing in as they keep delaying the case. But if we give them small fire, the judiciary may not stop the swearing in as they keep delaying the case. But if we give them small fire, if we stand outside small peacefully, they will have no option now to stop the May 29th. Woo! Hopefully, let's keep going on. Please keep pushing. Whatever I believe can be done, please keep doing it. I
want to remind you people that any government that was ready to withhold fuel and diesel from her citizens, any government that was ready to force her citizens to return every single penny they had in cash to the government, any government that was ready to go through a whole fake naira denomination lie, impoverish Nigerians so that when they start sharing peanuts during election, Nigerians will attend their rallies. Any government ready to do that will be ready to throw a party on May 29th, whether the law says yes or no. May 29th, I repeat, is another Owambe. It's another cult gyration for APC members.
And they are not even sacrosanct
themselves. It is not sacrosanct. Whoever they put that day on May 29 and tell you people that it is Nigeria, any army man you see there is repentant Boko Haram that they put in our army. So those are the ones that will come and march nonsense marching and salute their fellow drug baron. But I promise you that there is nowhere a man that did not win any election in any polling unit near any military formation in Nigeria is not the president of this country. So they can deceive themselves, throw their own there, throw their normal birthday party. No be today APC begin throw all these mumu party. They go wear native, come begin shout. See Tinubu now after that PICC line. I talk and say you go they wear long sleeve. They go. They showed video now. He has sneaked back to Nigeria. Caption of video after going overseas to woo investors. Tinubu returns to Nigeria. I want to remind you people that after how many weeks overseas, there was not one picture of Tinubu either in a meeting with a plug or with a businessman. Nobody, from who they sell Igbo for France to who they actually do Bitcoin to who they do business. He no meet one. He no post one picture, but he went to do investor, to look for investor for Nigerians, and he has come back. All his native now long sleeve with very tight this thing, cuff link at the end. That PICC line was a mistake that they will never make again. I wish him well with this delusion. I wish the APC well with this delusion. But I want to remind them that even in their fake election, 24 million people voted, and they said 8 million people voted for Tinubu. 24 divided by 8 is 3. There are 2 people or 3 people for every one APC fan. So this violence, these threats, this hard man talk they keep talking, there are more than 3 people that will whoop the ass of every APC person the day they turn this thing more than violence. There are NNPP fans who are angry at them. There are PDP fans who are pissed at them. There are LP people who are in a murderous rage towards them. So one more time, APC, deceive yourselves. You will May 29 people will throw your regular party, swear on constitution. Keyamo said you cannot build legality on illegality. So if people want to build on constitutionalism on the constitution, you and I know it's a lie. So keep further. You see, when they catch you in a crime, it's best that time they hold you, because when you start running, you are adding more cases. So please, it would have been best you drop the mandate and Peter Obi. But now we are going to go to Supreme Court, and you perjured yourself in 1999, which is 14 years imprisonment. So this Supreme Court matter, I laugh. I repeat, obedience. If you are tired in this movement, you are free to step down. If the daily suffering of Nigeria is too much for you, you are free to go back and face your hustle. The man, Peter Obi, for whom this thing is more important to than anybody else, shows up to court by 7 a.m. He's the first
Every
at the
day.
court. He's the last to go home. In Anambra, there was no obedient movement when he was fighting for this mandate 3 times. He went to his court and fought for it. This man took APGA and made APGA a superpower in the East. He has done it again. He has taken Labour Party and made Labour Party a superpower nationwide. He has gone to Supreme Court 3 times. He knows how to hold person for blockers. So I repeat, it is not by force to be an obedient. It is not by force to have faith in the obedient movement after May. After May 29, if your spirit no fit get faith in this movement, no wahala. Come down from the downfall. Thank you for riding with us so far. Make space, they make breeze fit blow us for inside this bus. But I repeat, the man that ran for this election, that got up and left PDP without me and you, that went to Labour Party, that has made his way pure, that has not insulted anybody, has not even till today insulted Tinubu, Atiku, any of those people. The man that till today, our biggest grievance with him is that he's too much of a nice guy. That man went to Italy, Zurich in one day, flew to France in another day, flew to London for Dele Momozu's party, and still landed at his Supreme Court hearing in Nigeria the next day. That man is more than capable for chasing his mandate. If this fight tire you, no go kill yourself, talk saying that Peter will kill you. You can step down from this bus. You can step down. This man is more than capable. I trust him. He has done it before with APGA. He has done it with Labour Party. He has done it before at the Supreme Court. He will do it again. These people know why. Much ado about the man that came third. Why is there so much ado about the man that came third if he didn't win this election? Atiku was in court today. There is nobody trying to take over Atiku's party. There's no Lamidi Apapa of Atiku's party. There's nothing. Nobody knows the day Atiku goes to court. We don't know what Atiku is pleading in his petition. Nothing. His people don't even promote him. Their subscription to Atiku loyalty has ended. I want 15 million votes in the bag, 30 million votes in the bag. Today, they are saying disobedience that did not allow Atiku become president. Blame game continua. No wahala. I love you all, but we won this election. We are going to get back our mandate. But I repeat, if you are tired, our general is more than capable for the task. Do not say it was this obedient movement that you were broke, you didn't pay your children's school fees because you were looking at Peter Obi. Come down from the downfall. We are more than okay. God bless you as you comply. Obedience is not by force. Cheers.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And as you come down, people will occupy your position. Simple. It's very, very easy like that. Just a drop. You go see person.
You know how many people they celebrate 18-year-old birthday for Nigeria every day that are now officially eligible for PVC.
I think I'll find out our space, the space we had immediately after they declared that man, that drug dealer. I'll find that space. I think that space we have to replay that space. Probably on our radio station. We'll play it tomorrow. Join the obedient people here, please. Let us replay that space for Nigerians to listen, please. I think there were some things we were saying that day that I'm not saying. When Nigeria, I'm sure you remember that space when we had the conversation. We were saying before May 29, more people will fall off and more people will replace. As they declared, people fell off. Some people came back. It is going to be happening like that till we get back our mandate. People will be falling off. People will be rising. As long as obedience has passed a movement, it's now an ideology.
Top boy Chris fell off. Fayoshe's younger brother fell off. I mean,
There are some people that were never with us. There are people that were never. This one na Akara boys. Give us Akara and Pap. They will follow you and sing. You know what? They don't say when they give you Akara. So
no, you follow for say the wheat done the day separated from the chaff. You understand?
Sure. All right, let's just take 3 more speakers, 3 more comments, and I'll rush to your speakers. Our comment people said we see the.
So now, am I audible? Wait, sorry.
Yes.
So where is the N6? N6. This is your submission. This thing you just said last time. Please, I don't know if Joe there can cut that part again. This thing, the way you broke that, you said Peter will be going to the court and all that. I think, man, that what you just said is powerful. Oh, it's not. No, it's not. It's very deep. No one, apart from those that have lost their life, no one has been through more than Peter Obi has been in the crossfire of these people since 2019. We got on in 2022, 2023. He's been in their crosshairs because they talked about how the first person, when he was working in the media in Nigeria in 2019, the person they were attacking first. He saw that I was wondering why they were spending so much time.
Lie. Remember the name, him to lie.
Yes. So and at the end of it all, I understand this is our mandate, is our petition, but there's someone that bears that name, and there's someone that has signed up for this when he didn't need to. This is a billionaire that can decide to go and retire in Aruba and just chill and do his philanthropic work or become a reverend father, because I see Peter Obi as a reverend father. He's a reverend father that has billions and a politician. That's why I see him as. He's just a reverend father to me. The way his nature, the way he talks, his character, the things he the way he goes about his life and his service. He's a reverend father with a billionaire that has a wife and is a politician. So, at some point, I know we're in a very tough, precarious situation, and I know it might be tougher from Saddam and N6 saying, I don't have a problem with people taking breaks. I've taken some break. I still want to take some. Like it's okay to take space to feel emotional, but don't get overly consumed by this. Like, we're already consumed. I can't even say you don't go, but we're already consumed. But I think understanding how to pace yourself, which is why even parallel facts, there's some things of mental health to start writing on. Like, find a way to, we're in for the long haul. We're in for the long haul, man. Like, Peter Obi doesn't need, I know he appreciates the movement, he loves the movement, won't be anywhere without him. But this man took a lot of steps. If this man decided not to throw himself open, what would we be talking about? So, yes. So, like you said, N6.
Imagine, Otumba, imagine a man that can pay to, just imagine a man whose flight itinerary for the last few days was Italy, Zurich, France, London, then last of all Nigeria.
And I know,
just imagine a man that, as you are seeing him in court, 6 hours ago, he was with Tobi Adegboyega, Dele Momodu, in that kind of setting in Jan.
And again, also,
he's not fighting for this
those flights. It's not like flights that were bought 6 months like us, where we buy flights 5-6 months ahead of time. These are flights on.
They find flight deals.
So and I get, it's we're in for the long haul, man. This is we don't, like, we talk. I say, Jimmy, we don't sign. We signed. Now it may come in different forms. Like I said, we're going to do everything we can legally to stop it about 29. But I've said it. If it doesn't happen, if it happens on 29, fine. If it doesn't, we'll keep moving. And the people that dropped, that doesn't mean they're not any obedient, or what they did or what they gave to this movement it's carved in stone. No one can erase it. No one can. A lot of people are dealing with things personally. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of things. And so I understand when some people take a step back. Like, initially I was insensitive to that, but with time I was like, wait a minute. you know, a lot of things people don't like. Saddam, I had a conversation with Saddam how many days ago? Was he when we and you talk, Steph? Was he Monday or when? The whole work stuff and all that. Like
Yeah,
people
Monday.
are going through things, you know. So I understand. I would never.
I know everyone, and Otumba, I know everyone bring this thing up, but one person will even carry this matter for it. He don't take step back from everything, step back from Twitter, join.
Yes.
Let me know.
So.
We move.
But we move, you know, and you know, because people are going through a lot, you know. So a lot of people are going through a lot of things. A lot of people, you know, there's a lot. So you know, like, I just don't want anybody to feel like, oh, anybody's asking to get out of the movement. No, nobody's doing that. We, you know, we're not. It's like, okay, if where your faith carries you and says your faith says, okay, you know what, after 29, I don't believe, that's fine. You know, you can express how you feel, but at the end of it all, nobody, nobody, even Peter Obi, he has hope, he has faith. No, but nobody can tell the script exactly what will happen 3 months from now. We don't know. I mean, I know. Nah, that's not the blueprint anybody wants to live by. But man, see, Nigeria at some point felt we never get over Abacha. Like we've been through so many examples I can give. You know, so let's just keep moving on. You know, we're on the right path. Um, yeah. So I just wanted to jump in.
And also because fatigue is contagious.
It
Some
is.
people,
It
you see, when
is.
they go through fatigue in this movement, they start double guessing everything. Then they'll come on space and ask questions like, "Hi, are you sure when they put Tinubu in after May 29, there is a way we are not going to? How will we get? Are you sure that he cannot delay this process?" This, you see, that is your fatigue speaking, and such energy can be infectious. So you weed yourself out. Take some time. Do you understand? There's
But
nobody that
ethics,
will. I
ethics.
don't know. Have you ever heard say,
I actually don't mind those
yeah?
that come and wanna like, that have
No,
questions.
you know there is a difference between the ones that need
That
assurance based on data and
me,
figures and fatigue people.
I think my whole explain. I think where sometimes I become more vocal is when it feels like you're now trying to impose that alarm you're raising as, I told you people. Nah, see, I don't know. I don't.
Especially if you have a lot of followers.
Yeah, and to me, this is where sometimes where I don't want to.
You guys are just saying what I'm thinking.
I don't want to.
I was going to
I don't
say,
want to. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to mention. I'll mention Jack. The reason why a lot of us have, me personally, I have issue with Jack. Even not as a person, but the way he tweets is. And me, why I'm cautious with a lot of things I tweet. I'm very cautious, and it's strategic. It's not because of me, it's because of people that follow me. You know, my Twitter account before this obedient movement was at like 3,000. It was friends. I swear I knew like 3/4 of people that followed me on Twitter. I followed. It was friends. I follow a lot of politicians. I follow sports. I follow some other actually. Like that's just me. That's my life. That's who I was on Twitter. But you know, since I joined the obedient movement, it's gone by almost 9,000. So I feel like now nobody. I feel like I have a responsibility to those that, because people follow me for a reason, not because of, you know, you can unfollow me or not. So I sometimes feel like it's important for us to help guide things that we see. Not now you can question. I'm not saying, because sometimes I've been accused as questioning and gagging people. You can say things, but I usually pause and say, this thing you want to say, will it make people start doubting everything? And that's why, you remember that Tuesday space we had. Why I refuse to give in to some things is just because I'm not going to give these people power. I'm not going to create a persona for them. Like I'm not. They are evil, but they're not as smart as you think they are. They are illiterate.
You remember when I was always fighting it, said they are
Yeah,
not smart.
yeah.
Never give them that
They are
level.
conniving bastards. All they know is evil plans. But when it comes to, that's why none of them can. See, I keep saying none of them can run a business. If you give any of them today, if all of them lose all their political money and you give them £1 million to start from afresh, these people will have no idea, no clue what to do. If you give Peter Obi, if Peter Obi loses all his wealth today, and Peter Obi starts and say, Peter Obi, all you have is 10,000 naira, I'm pretty sure that man will find a way to start a business and get successful. You see, it's just because he's done it, there's an experience. These people cannot. That's why they're fighting. See, the reason why I keep wondering now, why would someone just steal 600 billion? Why would someone why would someone that was a governor 2 terms for Ogun State will go back to become a senator? Why is David Umahi wanting senators to have 12-year term? Because they know once this money and privilege goes, even all the billions they've stolen, they know they have no means to keep that money. They know, like, it's that fear of, like, I don't want to lose it. In America, it's, I don't want to go broke. You ask celebrities, they'll say, oh, what drives you to work hard is I don't want to go broke. If you come from the trenches, they also know what life was before government. So they don't want to go broke. They know that if this pipeline is cut off, they know their kids themselves have no means.
We don't they used to drinking 9,000 pound
Exactly.
cognac. If you give Wike something like Odogu bitters now, if he purge.
Exactly.
Ashiwaju bitters.
So,
Ashiwaju bitters. As Saddam they call them.
yeah, so
Ashiwaju bitters.
yeah, so that's the wait, hold on. Oh yeah.
Honestly, Otumba, you said it all, because a lot of people follow us, and the way they follow us. So you see me, the people where they follow me, they don't say I be weary. I know just I don't talk and say if Peter Obi shoot my mama, I talk about space, I don't carry and go meet my mama. If he shoot my mama, even APC they don't feel near me, they don't say this one I call weary. This one they drink Peter Obi. If he shoot my mama, say, oh, mama don't die, okay, we go do burial. After Peter Obi don't finish in presidency, he go jail. To fix the country, and that's the only reason why I'm behind him. I don't care who he is. I don't block my papa for this app. I don't block my papa. I don't block him. I'm telling you guys, now they laugh. I don't block my papa. Now
Your papa haven't got either Twitter.
He did Twitter. He called me. I go work. Last Sunday, when I come back, I reach house. He say, hey, you won't see me. I say, what's happening? He sit down. He say, he first throw all those proverbs. Yoruba just throw everything for ground. He say, they send down something, say me and IG. I say, hey, what's happening? He say, they say they abuse IG. I say, hey, they tell you what I talk to IG. You read them out. He carry the phone. They show me. Put in glasses. They show me. I say, so now you want to tell 40-year-old man how you gonna take tweet? Abi, I bet you don't chop. You never chop. Okay. Yahoo, let me do pandadia for this man. He needs to eat. Give him his medicine. Let him go and sleep. I just left the place. I don't owe anybody any explanation. I don't owe anybody any explanation. I'm an adult on my own. I can do the stupid IG. The stupid I asked her, say they play where I play Kukere for her yesterday, because now Sunday and I know say Saturday we play Kukere for him. Or should I don't even forget self. I said they play where I play Kukere for him. This useless man is saying he wants to defend democracy. He was there when people were getting shot at. When people were getting beaten. Democracy. Which kind of stupid democracy? You were there when people were snatching ballot boxes, when MC Oluman was threatening Igbo people. What did Igbo do for now? What did them buy for una market? And now you are saying you are defending. God will punish that stupid she-male. We don't even know if it's male, she-male, whatever she is.
Yeah, Jimmy, his waist is waist. I won't lie to you. If they don't see that guy's face, he'd be like,
very useless guy. And that Yoruba Ronu thing, I don't know why they keep saying that thing. It simply means Yoruba people think. That is what it means. And it came up during the Awolowo period. It was about Ogunde that came up with that. It was simply because they played a tribal politics with Awolowo, and they made sure the man that actually jailed Awolowo is a Yoruba man. So they did it in a very strategic way. They just made it do like, okay, Yoruba handle Yoruba. He was in a position of, just letting him go, but he didn't, right? And
they do it to the Igbos all the time. They use one dumbass Igbo person to ruin.
So
who was Apapa's lawyer? Son yesterday, no Igbo man. Igbo man. Now Igbo man be Apapa's son yesterday.
You didn't mind that one. So the whole point was Yoruba think, use your head. That's the whole point. And the purpose of Yoruba Ronu is meant for Omoluabi. That for you to be a Yoruba person, you need to think about doing the right thing at the right time. You don't say because you are Yoruba, you support Yoruba doing bad things. Like maybe they arrest someone stealing, and you get there and they tell you this person is a Yoruba man. You say, okay, because he's Yoruba, we'll let him go. No, that's not what it means. Yoruba Ronu simply means Yoruba people think. I don't think. And Peter Obi is my thoughts. He's the best man for the job. Period. Guys, be careful of the people you follow on social media, especially influencers. See that useless Insta blog. That one too. They talk rubbish. Say me. I don't forget this useless English when you say one policeman, they correct me. I tell that one, say, bless, say you say won't collect. He don't send me DM. I know sabi you. If I sabi your name, you are done. I don't care what you don't they do with people. They expose me. I go expose you. I'm a ghost. You cannot find my details. Go search for them. I go expose. Now where one person juju finish, now there another person start. No can look for my trouble. Nigeria a day. I go destroy your career. They've been paid not to carry all this news. And they are the ones that carry all this gossip news. Oh, they go carry gossip news, gossip. But make them go, people when they kill for Kaduna, when they kill for Jos, they don't carry them. They are in bed with them. Make them carry on, they do their stupidness. Make them not carry and reach our area at all. For this Obi matter, I did front. NC not saying go carry on for head, me go day back. In case he won't fall, I'll day back. We are pressing till the wheels fall off. We dey ride till the wheel fucking fall off.
My brother, we're not till we get back our country. Till we get back our country, or we reset the country.
Saddam, there's something also very worrisome that we really need to talk about. And from a legal perspective, I need to find out. I don't know if our lawyers are here, UC Maxwell and the rest of them. When the when the Nigerian Communications Commission, this dog is just here snoring. Come on for it. So when the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Ministry of
the dog they breathe Buhari air. He breathe Buhari air. He use PICC.
He's stressed. He's stressed out. The dog said for one jackpot. Now who go help and write IELTS? Now in the plan now.
Your dog is no. Hey.
If this dog will give dog will get British passport, Belen now.
Bro,
he go file for marriage. This thing made them important.
Where bingo? They look for food for gutter. Your own dog they snore. Bingo and Jack
they Jimmy no gokamo. You know say no be every snoring. I say belle don't full. Sakpa snoring day. This dog where they chop Power Max that year 300 naira 1 can. You go buy 2 per day. Now if I chop, I go dey chop half meat, give am. Instead, don't they adapt? No be dog will follow me share amala with ewedu gbegiri and ogufe now. He knows what is going through under Buhari as well. Oh. This dog self the para. He self the fire.
To Japan. Remember say even the shrine, even in the shrine. Native doctor they see animal. They don't bring chicken again. Sacrifice. Everybody
even the quality of alcohol when they pour on top this thing for shrine don't they fall.
The gods are also hungry. The gods under FBC, the gods are hungry. Not the gods are angry. They are hungry.
If not 3 eggs now, even before that 4-6 eggs now 1 egg, you then will see eggs. You don't go from chicken egg to maybe
see nobody see Otumba.
Bro, before like boiled egg, sorry. Before boiled egg, then they give them. Now raw egg. They go say, why you no boil it? Where kerosene they when one boil egg?
Where the gods see egg? They like saying I don't know how much 1 crate of egg there on that Buhari. Where you want see egg? You will want give the gods egg. You never boil egg, chop for yourself, collect your daily dose of protein. You won't go give Shango
egg. Do you know how much the egg is? Do you know how much they sell gas? You want to say they boil egg?
But she said that why they said Ishauru make it enter LP. Why they said Apapa.
See, you guys, let me tell you guys a story. No lie.
Oh my God.
I lived in Victoria Island, right? So there is a roundabout on Muri Okunola that is an actual circle. So they drop a ball at that roundabout. In case you don't know what a ball is, it is sacrifices, voodoo, juju sacrifices on that roundabout. Now you gonna say diabolical people dey for that island. A lot of people don't know this, but one of the major reasons that Ambode removed the roundabout of Lekki was they always used to put juju there every weekend. One of the biggest things Loma would clean Monday morning was calabashes and packs of food that were left for the gods. That is one of the urban legend stories as to why Ambode removed the roundabouts. Anybody where they drive for Lekki go tell you this thing. Now, if you they drive for Lekki, just look the roundabout. You go see Jazz, Calabash, they full. So this one, I'm telling you, the one on my 2 streets away from my street. So when I go jogging every morning, as I'm jogging, let's say Monday morning after the weekend, you go just they smell Chicken Republic, Burger King, Chinese rice. If you jog past that roundabout, they go don't buy food, keep for the gods. Some kind mad people will get liver, they go there, they chop am. Baba, since Buhari entered power, if you pass that roundabout, they no come they put better things for the gods. So I can't do. They go come pour alcohol. If you go buy all those cheap schnapps, pour alcohol. I can't want to say God self where the all those mini gods where they chop burger,
God's
Chinese
change
rice,
menu.
this one. And once they open one new restaurant for VI, they go buy the food, come and arrange them for that roundabout. All those gods where they chop all those things. Themselves no say it get one person will enter government for Nigeria waiting spoil. Because why is it that all of a sudden in VI they are trying to turn me into an alcoholic when before I was a chop life small God. You understand? You go they paying the gods. I'm not gonna lie you. Me, this one I'm telling you personal story from my roundabout. That roundabout still exists today, but nobody they drop better food for that roundabout. There was even one day. Now let me tell you a diabolical story. There was one day I walked past that roundabout, and I saw turtles, little turtles, right, with the shells, and they had broken the shells of each turtle. Let's say like 24 turtles. And they brought the turtles and they used, like, let's say they used a huge mortar and broke the back. So they murdered all the turtles and just left them at that roundabout, like little tortoise. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they killed them, broke their shells, murdered them, and left them at the roundabout. Now, as a spiritual person, as a black man, what does that mean? Whoever they do that juju, don't broke so they. Do you know what the juju means? That you are breaking a shell. That means say the thing don't hold am. Say the jazz man tell us, say go bring tortoise, kill am, break him shell, put for that roundabout. And that was the last sacrifice I remember on record at that roundabout. So to tell you, say even the person where they do juju for the gods, in being this celebratory mood juju, as Buhari enter, the nature of the jazz can't change to Gobe jazz. I did Gobe, unlocking myself from poverty juju. This is the true story on my mama. This is a true story of jazz at a roundabout near my house over a period of 4 to 6 years. Before this administration entered and after they entered. I yield.
Thank you very much. All right, let's just go back to our speakers right now. After then, I'll go back to comment section. I think the comment section is blowing up already. So, all right, let's go to the speakers. I think let me check my queue. See when you're meant to go next. We do a guy, a lady that way. See when you go next. And see when the Oladipo. Then I'll come to you, Mary White. Then I'll go to Strong, Emmy. Then please, health is wealth. Please, if you want to speak, your hands should be up. Thank you. All right, see when you have the space, please. 4 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening from my end, and a wonderful tag team we have here. The four of you give life to this space crazily. All submissions duly observed. Oh yes, today's my 1-year-old's birthday, and he has decided that he's going to space with me. So I am spacing with
Happy birthday, young obedience. Thank you.
Okay, so I am glad we have brought these topics up. Thank you, Sizzle, for your submissions. They bring life to the fact that do what you will do, but remember why you started this journey. Thank you all. Jimmy, your fire is don't reduce the
Wait,
fire.
we should play birthday song for Sinwene. Sinwene is one of the first people to get in church. Because I didn't want that.
No, I bet you Jimmy has something loaded up. Don't worry.
Yeah, no wahala. So very, very quickly, I'll say this. I'm going to be speaking today as an aggrieved obedient and as a psychologist because I'm a psychologist.
Sorry, the only problem I have is copyright issues in the midst of the space based on our YouTube, people that are streaming.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, that's the problem. So they have advised us to stop doing that.
Okay.
But God, but I hopefully our next person, our baby, a early birthday song.
No,
I promise that. Thank
that's
you.
no
God bless,
good.
But
brother.
all those cutaways we play, like from the news and Arise, are those allowed? Are those okay?
Yeah, these
I
are
know
for
most
public
copyrights
consumption
is
without copyright.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So I said I'm speaking like an aggrieved, obedient, and as a psychologist because I'm a psychologist. So for those people, I bring you hope. So my message today is the message of hope to all obedience that feel, oh, because May 29 is some days away, everybody should be sad. See, let me help you. This is what you should do. Pace yourselves. You guys need to pace yourselves. There's no harm in retiring for a short while, then refiring. And stay frosty. That is very important. Know why you started this journey. So for me, for instance, I started this journey about 2 years ago, and I started it because I knew I was getting into another phase of my life, and I didn't want my offspring to suffer what I have seen first. So I keep that at the back burner. My wife had to do her registration barely 6 to 7 days into the birth of my child for her PVC. She voted. That's how sincere and strong my struggle for this is. So nobody's going to take me away from it. Surround yourselves with people who are obedient. Stop having friendships with mad people who will keep telling you, forget, you're just wasting your time. No. Surround yourself with obedience. Join spaces that will help your mindset. Don't go and be joining every space because you are idle. Don't do that to your mental state. Join only spaces that would help you refire yourself. Hold on to. Hello, am I still audible?
Yes, you're
Yeah,
not.
you are. Go,
Very
go.
audible,
Okay,
sir. Fire on.
perfect. Okay, hold on to what you believed first and stay true to it. In fact, infect everybody around you with the bug of obedience. Infect everybody. For me, for instance, my entire family, I have had to even speak to people that are abroad to let them know the truth because many of them have the false narratives. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, my elder brother was getting married and it was like a reunion. So I met my aunts that are abroad and they were talking about stuff and they're telling me about how smart this asshole that stole mandates. Oh, in fact, when he was working with this company, they left his position for 1 year. I'm like, auntie, where do you get that information from? Like a lot of people have wrong information. Please put them right, put them straight, give them parallel facts to read. Let them read up the truth about these people that they do not know anything about. Get the right information to the right people. Sift whatever message you are receiving. See, people will keep feeding lies. People will keep feeding lies to our system. Don't take everything. Only look inward. Think about who you are dealing with. When you are thinking about Peter Obi, nobody is deep in this struggle than he is. When you think about him, remember what he stands for. Stand with him. Like Cecil has said, now he carry on for neck. Jimmy stand beside him. Me, I stand in front of him to ensure say anybody we won't do anything. I carry my Captain America shield. They block anything where they come from front. Make sure you don't allow the wrong information into that your brain because it's a psychological warfare. And on every indication, it shows we won this. And let me tell you, the numbers they declared were wrong. I remember that they giving my own submission right from the field. 2019, 85 people voted. 2023, 496 people voted in my polling unit. Get the fact, and it happened nationwide. So the numbers that this idiot Yakubu gave us is fake. Let's not believe anything. And like our
According
next
to
caller said,
PDP's own research, they say Tinubu came third and he won only 5 states
states,
in the
yes.
southwest.
You are very correct. Honestly, you know why PDP is not even shouting? PDP was put in their right position. They came second. So there's nothing they need to fight about. But let it not be like, say, Labour Party is the only one in the struggle. Maybe we even just try struggle small. That's why they're not doing a lot. The other asshole did not even come third. He didn't come third. And he wants to just usurp it and say nothing anybody could do. Like we always say, at what point do we stop taking shit from these guys? Because see, me, I have lost a lot being a Nigerian. My father tried to do everything to make sure Nigeria grew. Nigeria was still the end of him because the health system would still mess you up. However, I'm not going to go down that line without fight. We are the strong-head ones. I'm the one that they thought I never listened, but eventually they found that I was still sane, but I'm not going to take any form of shit from anybody because you are older. But I'm not going to continue down this rabbit hole that Nigeria wants to put us on. And it's the same thing we all should think of. Are we going to continue down this rabbit hole? Because, yeah, you can escape and go and live somewhere else, but the world is crazy. This is our country where we should be able to stand with our heads held high. And then someone will tell us, no, you can't do anything. You can't do what? I will probably mess that person up. I don't want to use the word that comes to mind because of the young one. But truthfully, we need to stop taking shit from these fellows. We are very powerful. 9 months, we toppled an entire system. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Remember it. Infect as many people as you can with this bug, including those nitwits that are telling you, just laughing. And when they find out they don't have anything sane to say, they start calling names and throwing slurs. Don't worry. Don't banter with people like that. People that don't even understand English, for crying out loud. Don't bother yourself with them. You're not at their level. Even if they went to university with you, don't banter with them. Keep the grudge. I know entire businesses that are boycotted because of this shit. Because you can't stand against what is wrong, and someone is standing on the side of wrong and expecting you to be friends with those people. Keep those grievances. Keep them because you need them. You need them to stay sane. You can't have people that keep laughing at your own truth because they are benefiting from one small person here and there. Because all these politicians are small men. I know these guys, they are small men, they are small thinkers. They don't have anything in their heads. They can't survive without politics. They can't survive. That's why they are always junketing for power. That's why they are always standing at the corridors of power. They can't survive. I run a business, for instance. I know how I struggle to keep my business afloat because of the system. These guys don't run anything, but they live affluent lives. How much longer should we let this continue? I don't think it should continue any further. And like it was submitted earlier, Emir Saddam said, the party should die. Let that party die. APC needs to die. Thank you. I yield the mic.
Thank you very much, my brother Simon. Thank you. Well spoken. Thank you. And happy birthday to our baby. We owe him a birthday song on our next Vawulence space. I will not forget, hopefully by God's grace. Thank you very much, my brother. You're always an amazing speaker. Thank you. All right, guys, let's move on real quick. I have a vox pop to play. N6 sent me something. I think it represents exactly the mood of everybody here, every obedient, every true Nigerian that came out to vote. And I'm going to play that vox pop before I come to you. Oladipo, you're going next, then Mary White. But let me play that vox pop because it's very important. Nigerians understand what we're saying, and the world in general understand. This is a Nigerian. This happened outside the court today. Real Best, you're waving. I think Real Best was.
He's not an able man too.
Yeah, I think Real Best is in at the forefront of what's happening in the court. So I think I'll bring Real Best next. Please, Oladipo, you have to spare Real Best. After this vox pop, Real Best, you come in next, please. Just give us a minute or two to listen to this. Take it away, guys.
My name is Promise. I am here. Get into a meeting, though. We voted. Mahmoud told us that we should come out and vote, that the election, the result will be transmitted. Now, after voting, there was no transmission. We are here to demand Mahmoud to confess that actually he didn't transmit the results, and that this selection was done by him. He was paid, and then he selected someone. And we are here to say we reject that person that he selected. We voted in. Nigerians voted, and that person who voted for is the person who have come to demand. So let that certificate that Mahmoud gave to Tinubu be returned. And Tinubu should never be sworn in. We don't need him. Nobody, a thief cannot come in to lead those who have integrity. How? Anybody that is paying to become president of Nigeria is the wrong person. We want the person that his hand is free from history. The person that his hand is free, even in this election, nobody paid. We know that Peter Obi never made any payments. We came out with our own money to support him because we have seen integrity in his life. We have seen leadership in his life. We have seen that he has economic background in his life. So he's the one we are voting for. He's not who voted for. That is why I am here to say I voted. I prayed. I took the contest. And to also state that Tinubu will never enter in that place. Rather, they should give this to he that won the election. Peter Obi is the one that was. I've never voted in my life. I used to feel like it won't count. But this time I came out and vote. So why should they deny us our rights? Why should they deny us our ability to choose our leader? We are saying that Mahmoud is the most wicked person in Nigeria, the most forceful liar in Nigeria. His children will suffer and suffer. Himself will suffer. And I want to promise Mahmoud that if he doesn't pass this point, he will never escape it in Nigeria. We are saying that Tinubu will not be there. Mahmoud will not be there. Mahmoud will never eat. He will never be there. Even that money, Mahmoud will not eat it. So let Judiciary know that Nigerians are here. We are here to demand the person that we voted for, that let it come and lead us. We all voted for Peter Obi. 95% of Nigerians voted for Peter Obi, but they are denying us. We are saying we don't want Tinubu. We don't even want Atiku. It is Peter Obi who voted, and it's enough is enough. The youth are here. The men are here. The women are here. Even children are here. And we are here to say, Mahmoud, you are a wicked person. Peter Obi, that is who we want.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think that guy, I will have to be playing this
you
back
play
and back and back and back. This represents the thoughts of every Nigerian. I say this all the time that Yakubu Mahmoud must end up in jail. That's why there is no even going back and forth about it. He must end up in jail. Yakubu Mahmoud will not escape what he has done. You don't take the lives of 200 million people and use us and play dilly-dally and just expect to go scot-free. You will never, ever. That money will choke you. You use it. You won't even eat the money except say you got use it and take care of your health. No, you will vomit that money that Tinubu paid you, and justice will be served at the right time. We there here. No, let's just move on real quick. Real Ever Best, you have the space right now, my brother. You've been waving your hands, so I think I'll come to you then. For me, I'll go to Oladipo, the Mary White. Thank you. Real Ever Best, you have the space. Good evening, my brother. How is it happening? How is Abuja? How is Abuja treating you? Can you hear us, please?
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're speaking from. It's good to be here. I would have been here all day, but I've been on the road. So I just needed to get, back to my station before I could actually be on space. So, Sada, Abuja is treating me well. Abuja is good. I think UC Maxwell showed me some round this evening. So Abuja is good. I just want to report to you because I just want to take off from what you played. The sound you just played now, I think that, yes, that is the thoughts of almost everybody that I've met, in the course of, this journey to the courts. Every driver that take me, every boat driver that I would just like start a conversation by saying, oh, maybe if I price him and he say, oh, don't you know, I say, you guys voted APC. The guy, in short, one of the guys that I thought voted APC almost slapped me and like, who voted APC? Everybody I've met in this town, nobody voted these people. That is to tell you, it's a reflection of what actually happened. I know somehow because that our mandate has not been given to us, some of us, are beginning to lose hope and all this. But I want to tell you, you guys did so much in this election. You guys have changed Nigerian political landscape forever. Nigeria is not going to be the same because people have woken up. There is a lot of things that this election has given answers to. It has given answers to the fact that people, when the people rises up to a demand for what rightful belongs to them, that can get it, the power of the people. And it has also trashed that lie, that there are certain numbers that come from a certain part of the country. It has also given the lie, that somebody cannot just come, and win election if that person is not deeply rooted, it doesn't have structures and all the rest of them. We defy all this us. We won this election and they know it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. I saw a Buala in court today. I told him that, if you watch Buala, if you're you know that, yes, this man is an intelligent somebody. He has eloquence. I told him, you're not supposed to be in PDP. You're supposed to be in Labour Party if you truly want to speak on the side of the people. I saw Michael Zok. Even the PDP themselves. I met somebody today who I'll bring on this space. I told him he'll come on this space. Even PDP people, even when they're in court, they know that Labour Party won. I mean, PDP people, even those people, even those judges in that case, they know. And if you see the body languages of the judges, you will know that because they know, they are human beings, they are Nigerians, they know, that we won this election. And we won this election in ways and manner that it's not that we won that is the problem, it's the way that we won. People won this election across the nation. Tinubu didn't get 25%. We are talking about not getting 25% in Abuja. The truth about the matter is that Tinubu did not get 25% in Lagos. Everybody knows it. But it's just like the Nigeria being a criminal state, being a, like I continue to say that Nigeria is a crime scene. That is how they did what they did. I think somebody made this point. Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually came third in this election. What they did was to actually share P2B's votes. They shared P2B's votes to Tinubu, and also Atiku also took some of P2B's votes. So it was P2B's votes that they were just sharing. And that is why, from the way everything has played, it has been P2B that everybody is talking about. Everybody who is talking about Atiku, nobody talks about. The only time you know about PDP is when their case is called up in court. Nobody talks about them because they know that they are not in the country. So APC stole the election. That's why we're talking about APC. PDP know that they lost. It's only when their case is called up in court. But actually, the court started today, but I went there very early because I think it's always good to come to the court early. For those who stay in Abuja who want to come to the court, come to court early, because some of us came to Abuja. We are visitors in this town, and somehow we have getting used to waking up early and going to the court. That's the only way you can come, because one, the court cannot contain, even if they want to accept everybody cannot be. Come 5:30, go there 5:30, go there 6 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, you can just walk across the gate. But immediately after that, you're not going to, have an easy. It's not even easy for party officials, and the rest of them. So what happened today was that.
Real Everbest, so you are the Supreme Court 5:30, 6 o'clock every time we have a hearing.
My brother,
I applaud you, my
brother.
brother.
Now we don't want to be sweeping the court to clean the state.
Now then they sweep the court. Now then you don't see where he. Did you not see that video of Apampas? Their first video that broke out across the nation. Panel Facts crew. Now we give a press interview. You don't say if the man see camera for his life, for 70 years of his life, he never see camera before. As he see camera, he just jump, put his face, I want to talk. You don't say that.
For in life, clean people never host them before. No, just show those small Oompa-Loompas.
That man is a clown, because they wanted to come to the court very early that day, but that day was, thank God, something was pushing me. I said, no, I must go. I didn't get 5 minutes. I go to that court, that man showed, and we just decided to interview, and he was just busy talking. So we were asking him, he's a fool. But anyway, so if you want to come and join us to clean the court, sweep the court, keep the seats clean. We don't have job now. The only job we have is to reclaim our mandate. What other job is more important than that? So today we got there early today, and the police people came. What they do in the morning is they come and they go to the court. They use their bomb detective, go and make sure that the court is clean. But today, the police people have to come. At some point, it was like maybe they should tell us not to enter the court. I don't know, because even lawyers themselves will come early. Nigerians are interested in this. As in, lawyers wake up early for them to be able to get a seat in the court. They come early. So they come there. So at some point, the secretary to the tribunal now came and announced, that people should not, won't allow phone inside. I think it was because of the fact that when that lawyer came to do his yeoman job yesterday in the court, I think people snapped him or something. That video leaked and all the rest of them. So, and that in minutes, the man's name, everything about that man was on social media, because they are toiling with this generation. So that was what made them to say, they don't want phones inside the court. So when they gave that thing, people were like, I made a video of it when the woman came. I was like, how are they going to?
Sorry, Real Everbest. Sorry, my brother. Speaking of lawyers in the court, I heard that in this Labour Party proceedings that there are a lot of lawyers who have nothing to do with the case but are just interested, and that there are even young lawyers who are coming there to learn part of the judicial proceedings for the case. So please, can you confirm to me that a lot of lawyers actually come to this case? They have nothing to do with the case, but they come to sit down and observe. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. That is normal with lawyers. That's how they learn. That's normal with lawyers. But the thing is that the interest at this case, a lot of people that come there just want to wear their legal robe to have an opportunity to listen to the case, because at least one of the things that can give you a passage for you to wear your robe and come. But yes, students come and lawyers also come, because this case is unprecedented. It's unprecedented in the sense that a whole lot of things are going. So it's actually going to form, a whole body of knowledge, for upcoming lawyers and all this. But aside from that, a lot of people too, even in our team, there are a lot of people who are there pro bono, just to make sure that they fight for the money. It's just an interesting time, in the political history of this country. But they were there. This announcement was made. So we are now wondering, please, if I'm thrown out of this space, please try and bring me back, because I don't know whether it's network. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on.
Perfectly, brother. Perfectly. Continue, sir. You are not
If I'm
breaking
thrown
at all.
out, please bring me back. So so we are now wondering how they are going to actually actually what they're going to do. How are they going to safeguard our phone? How are they going to carry out with the information they've just given us? So I wanted to make a video of what was happening. And the one lawyer was telling me, "Why am I said no, this."
Since they say I've been giving him signs since.
Be
Please,
like say
guys.
the thing don't give us a signal.
Yeah, so please, guys, please reach out to Real Our Best. Vawulence, reach out to Real Our Best. Please support him. Somebody's my DM already say I want to support. Please, I would like to support him with talking for transportation. Please, whatever it is, if it's feeding money, you can say, okay, let me feed Real Our Best for a day. Please reach out to me. Reach out to him. You can reach out to me in the DM. Please, I could send you his account number. You can go to his pin tweet. His account number is on his pin tweet. You can show him some love. Then send me receipts here because I love seeing the receipts. These are the ginger ram for the backside. So please send me receipts. I use it to motivate him more and more, let him
My
understand how
brother,
much
Real
love.
Best, they go court 5:30
5:30 in the
a.m.
morning, the guy go leave, come out for hotel, move.
People did this movement. God
He they
bless him.
wake me up for call, wake for Saddam. Me, I go sleep like 2 hours, 3 hours. They wake me up for say, we don't they go call, they send me video, send me, the guy is just something else. He's a blessing to this movement,
So
honestly speaking.
Saddam,
The serious asset.
so Saddam, let me continue
My
this thing
brother,
with Romeo. So can you hear me, guys?
yeah, go on. We lost you, go on.
Saddam, please, any video, just break the news on. Please, just break it. Any news, even if it's 2 minutes, 2 seconds. You guys should just break the news. It's important to.
We're doing it. We're doing
So,
it. You should be seeing it on Parafast. I'm seeing your work now.
okay,
We appreciate it. All your fans. Your fans. There's one name you used to call well. You know the name.
Is that?
The name say call the name. Call the name. Call the name so that you know
My
the
sweet
name.
angel is here now. No, sweet angel
Hey,
wants to buy me a car.
what's the name?
She wants to buy me a car actually. She wants to buy me a car.
Hey, yeah, man, you don't need to all the batteries.
Now this thing, now what we they talk about with that.
I beg, let me
You
finish.
said
Let me finish. I don't forget things I need to say. I have a lot I want to say. So okay, so I made a video. Even a lawyer was trying to say I'm videoing him. I say, are you the only one here videoing him? So they wanted to tell me that I'm not a lawyer. I said, so must all of us be a lawyer. So I made that video. And the woman now came again. And can you hear me? Good.
Yeah, go on,
So the
bro.
woman came again and said, okay, well, because I was like, how are they going to?
Oh, now wow. Oh yeah, fall down, fall back. I've gotten like 3 people now that want to send you something. It seems Abado. It's okay. They say Abado don't land for Abuja, so every network for Abuja will begin shaking.
Yeah, I
Anywhere
tell you
bad luck
now.
enter.
I told you as breaking news.
Anywhere
My last
we
one.
enter, things go begin to spoil. Anywhere we enter, things go begin to spoil. Please request the mic and come back. Please, guys, please reach out to him, show him love. I see all the people reaching out to me already. Please show our brother love. There's a lot of work he's doing there. Support this guy. He's an amazing talent and asset to this movement, to this family, to our Violence Space family, to Parent Facts family. All those videos you see we are breaking out on the Parent Facts. Yes, all. Really our best. So please, we cannot pay him. We cannot pay him. All this thing is just human service to one service to humanity. So thank you very much, all of you reaching out. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. Probably when he comes back. Yeah. That's the account number. Thank you. Oh, God bless you guys. Thank you. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. I want to support. That's the kind of message. Please hit my DM.
I beg, don't forget to fire that dirty speech. I beg.
It's a normal listener. It's a normal. In the next hour, in the next top of the hour, we'll be dropping the speech. But let's go back to our conversation before Ever Best comes back. Oladipo, my brother, good evening. You have the space.
Good evening. Saddam, good evening. How are you? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my brother. Fine, and you?
Yeah, I greet you. Please, Saddam, I need to quickly correct something. And the reason why I want to correct this is because Jimmy tried to touch on it, but I want to touch on it extensively. Yoruba Ronu started with the drama that was played with Awolowo. Awolowo was betrayed by the Yoruba people, not any other region except the Yoruba people. So Ubatugunde sang a song that says Yoruba Ronu, meaning Yoruba people think. Because there are some things Ubatugunde said. I don't know if Jimmy is there, if he could translate. He said, Ọgbọ́n ló mú Yorùbá délé ọlá, ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá síde wa mọ́lẹ̀. As in,
wisdom lifted the Yoruba people to the highest mountain, and it's the same wisdom that brought them down, brought them to the lowest of the lowest ground they can ever imagine.
Thank you. God bless you. You see, ogun àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní kì í parọ́, ṣùgbọ́n arọ tó bá gbọ́n. You see, I would keep hammering on my people. I know a lot of people, you see, practically they hate me so much. A lot of people have confronted me. They've sent a whole lot of wrong things to my DM. You are a bastard, you are this, you are that. But let me tell you something. The reason why Nigeria is where it is today is because the Yoruba people are always too smart for their own level of intelligence. Let me tell you, the thing that we are doing is the reason why we will not progress beyond where we are. I say it again. Let me read something to you so that you people can know. I know a lot of you are so blinded by the insanity called Tinubu. Let me read something to you. You see, for anyone listening to me, if you have not gotten on the ChatGPT rave, please, you need to go and learn so much about ChatGPT. It is the next in thing. The world is going AI. We are still dealing with how to build a pencil factory. Let me leave that. I was doing some research about the effect of elevating thuggery, people with questionable ethics and integrity, on education. Now, there was something I found out that was brought to me. It said negative influence on students. The elevation of crooked individual in power can have a detrimental effect on students' moral and ethical development. Students will witness dishonest practices such as cheating, bribery, and unethical behavior, which can negatively impact their own values and behavior. This can undermine the importance of integrity and ethical conduct in education and the society as a whole. Let me tell you, I read something, I don't know if Saddam saw it. Girls, students in Anambra, they are the one that is one science thing or one educational thing. They are the only ones left, I think, internationally. They are doing very well. Why?
It's on the Jumbotron, sir.
Thank you. Because education was elevated in Anambra. Now, every single Yoruba boy or Yoruba girl out there, if it is not hook up, it is either Yahoo. If it is not Yahoo, it is Yahoo Plus. You can knock me anyhow you want to knock me. If it is either of that, it is thuggery, touts, or the very wrongest ideology of us. What is wrong that we cannot sit down and elevate people with good morals? Ọba tó jẹ tìlú tòrò, orúkọ ẹ̀ ò kúrò níwèé ìtàn. I don't know if Jimmy can help me. And the one ọba tó tún jẹ náà tìlú ò tòrò, orúkọ ẹ̀ ò kúrò níwèé ìtàn. And we keep telling you fools.
Yes, we can, sir.
Sorry, I know you will continue your list. My network is messy, so let me just try as much as possible. So that was what transpired in court today. So our case was, so they were at the verge of actually finishing this first phase of actually this pre-hearing season. So in the coming weeks, in the coming days and weeks, the main evidence will start, and that is when the cross of this matter is good, because we are waiting for that period when it will come up, it will come time for them to present evidence. That is when the whole thing that they did in this election will come out. So our legal team, PDP said they're going to call 100 witnesses. I don't know what they're calling 100 witnesses, because what PDP should be doing is proving our case. But our legal team said they're going to call 50 witnesses. And when they were asked when they were having press conference, they said that I think the journalist asked if 50 witnesses is enough, to prove all the allegations they've made about rigging, and our legal team said it's quite enough. They don't even need 50 witnesses to actually prove their case. And I want to tell you that P2B is in good spirits. To people like that. Does P2B know who P2B is? So P2B doesn't actually know. I think perhaps he knows what he means to a whole lot of Nigeria, because that man is carrying the hope of a nation. Because what he's doing is something, P2B is not going there because he wants to make money. This man is made. P2B, you don't have an idea how much P2B, if it's about money, how much he has made legitimately. And did that man want? Do you know that in 2019, P2B, it was P2B that actually funded the PDP in 2019 when
Facts.
I can tell you that P2B funded, it brought money. People now went to him and say, if you can bring this, P2B refused and said he doesn't want to run. People actually compelled him to run. In short, some people in PDP compelled him to run because he did, when he brought that money in 2019, he brought it and said, if that is going to save the nation, he was willing to do it. And he came, when people compared him, he came. P2B came prepared. So why I'm saying is, I've seen people who are trying to, because we've done this in this movement. I think it was Otumba that made that point again. Because we've done this, we all are trying to save our country. P2B is doing his best to see how we can. So all of us have to do. That's why when people say, ever best you're doing, I'm not doing anything. I'm working for myself. I'm working for myself because I believe if Nigeria works, it's going to work for all of us. And I also want to encourage other people who somehow want to relent, they want to do, this one did not give. Somebody was telling me P2B did not call you. What's P2B calling you for? You're fighting for yourself. He's doing enough for him to come out and sacrifice his life, his family. Don't you know that this thing, has exposed himself, exposed his family, exposed everybody, and this man is willing to stake his life, already has taken his life for this movement. And P2B is going to fight this thing to a logical conclusion. And when that time comes, the truth will come out and this mandate to be given back. I met Kachi, Dr. Kachi Ononuju is spokesperson for P2B on public affairs. That man has a lot of things he needs, today. And I told him he's going to come on this space. I also met Chief Peter, the guy that contested for House of Rep in Kogi. Done so much, has contributed so much. Been with P2B for over 20 years now. I told him he's going to come to this space. They also, our legal lawyer, I think I sent those videos. I also interviewed Kachi today, Dr. Kachi today. Also interviewed that lawyer. I told him that he also need to come on this space. So very soon we are going to be having lawyers, who are actually in the legal team, who will be coming here to give us legal insights, into what is happening, in this case. So it's not just us now reporting. It's also going to be people who are in that team, people who are in that legal team, who is going to be coming to be giving us insights of what is happening, the way forward, the expectations, and what is happening. When people who are lawyers say it, I think they more better than them. So anybody who comes to that court, most times I've talked to people, ask them like my normal self, everybody, almost both the young lawyers, but people just wear their robe, they want to know what. So Nigerians are interested. This case is about Nigeria and these few criminals who have stolen. Tinubu did not win. It's clear, it's crystal clear. The father did not even Lagos. It's enough to tell any Thomas that this is what has happened. So the election was stolen. All of us know that already. Nigerians know it. Just ask an average person on the streets, a market woman, a driver, anybody asks, they tell you that we voted P2B. We voted P2B. So we have confidence in our case that is going to. And also, let me also tell you that the Apapa group, they didn't come to court today. You know why they didn't come? Because on Friday there was a case, that was held in court. That the proceeding, the judge that gave them the judgment reprimanded Apapa group. What was the case? What was actually said in the day that Apapa and his group made a press conference? What the judge said was that the Labour Party had gone to court to say that the court should vacate the order they had given, that they don't have jurisdiction to hear that matter or to intervene in that case. And the judge ruled that they have jurisdiction to hear the matter. And it's fraudulent, it's not supposed to. But he ruled that they have, that is what they ruled. Apapa and his group came out and was making the case that, oh, he's now the substantial chairman, he's now in charge and not the rest of them. So, and this thing has gone viral. I think there's hit on that judge too. On Friday, the judge reprimanded them and told them, why are they going? They never asked him or told him or giving him any judgment that is the Labour Party or factional leader of Labour Party. The judgment does not have anything to do with that. So that was what the person, that picture I sent in the morning, I was sitting actually with Deputy National Women Leader. And that woman came from Jos. The woman gave me her own, and what happened in Jos and not the rest of them. Some people that came from Sokoto and not the rest of them. So everywhere you go to, that woman came. It's been 1 week since she came, to Abuja, and she's been, working. These Nigerians are working. Nigerians want a change. So this is so the Apapa group. I think perhaps that is why they didn't come. They were reprimanded. I also was trying to tell you about what happened in federal court on Thursday when the Abuja citizens, went to court. I told you the lawyer they have, very brilliant lawyer. When even the judge wanted to toy with his intelligence, he just took the judge to cleaner and told him that, because the judge was telling him that he should address him whether some of the pleas he has made in his argument has anything to do with it. And the man told him, I'm not a party to whatever that is happening in tribunal. I don't have any business with that. It doesn't concern me. I have come to this court to present constitutional matter. And if these matters are of constitutional nature, and if it is true that a president should score 25% in Abuja and that president did not, then what they are doing in tribunal is a jamboree, something that should not have any effect. They are just praying. What they should be talking about is having another election. So if what they are talking in federal court that has to do with is what matters, according to that lawyer, if that was his argument, that what this case is what is important. It's not what they are doing in tribunal. That what they are doing in tribunal is a mere waste of time. It's just exercise in futility. It's just an intellectual or legal masturbation. That this is so because the judge has to hear this case, and the federal court have the decision, to hear the case that they have brought before them, and that case has to do with the citizens of residents of Abuja, saying that the president who is to be their governor, if that president should be their governor, then that president should get their mandate. And what the constitution has even required of him is just to get 25%. And that if did not get, that's the minimum that he can get. If he did not get that 25%, it means that he's not popular in FCT, the people don't like him, and he cannot actually, supervise the affairs of it. That was the, submission that the man made, that the lawyer now said, okay, that the case is postponed to 24th. But for whatever reason it's postponed, the truth about the matter is that the man made a very succinct argument. They have this thing. And APC, to tell you that APC is judiciary, APC on that day went and brought a former ambassador Ayuba something. They brought him to court that day. When we saw that man, we knew that APC knows that. Because why did they bring that man? They want to bring that man. That man is a citizen. It's a native of Abuja. And they did not just brought on, they brought a former ambassador to come and say, oh, we are not interested in this case. But that is not avoid. Abuja is our state. Everybody owns Abuja. So every resident of Abuja is a citizen of Abuja. So he's being a native or being ambassador does not make any difference. But anyway, we know what we are going to do. I think Abuja residents know what to do. It means in the next hearing, they also have to come out in mass and bring other things. The truth about the matter, he did not get 25%. That is the contention. It's not whether somebody is a citizen or a native or not. It doesn't have anything to do with us. So that for Abuja case. And I've also talked about Apapa, and his group, because that man came to court yesterday, subdued, very humble. I wish he come. He's a citizen of this country. He have the right to come to court, listen to proceedings, and go back to his side. If he does that, we don't have any problem with him. Our problem with him is that you cannot come and put mouth in our case. So that's why he came very humble. If you saw this picture, very humble. He came, he did not talk. He was just looking sheepishly, like somebody who has been in prison and was released, for the first time. So he was humbled. He came with perhaps a DS and this.
So you're saying he
don't even wear cap when he come. From what I've said,
he has lost it.
You say he was looking like Shehu Kuti.
Yes, he was looking like, but he was not handcuffed. That's just the only difference. He was not handcuffed. But it was, I think he sat at the road, because that day he came and sat in the middle of the seat when we deny him access to have, a seat where our president is sitting. So he went and sat, but to that day he went and sat at the extreme back of the court. It was so when the court this thing finished, he just left. So that these people, they've been defeated already. They told that man, some people told him, advised him, but he will go with disgrace. You're toiling with Peter. So what Peter does these days is to represent himself and represent Labour Party. Case closed, and we'll continue from where. So what we are saying is this: that all of you on this platform who contributed your little best, your time, your effort, everything that you did, for this thing is counting. Is counting. We want this election. Don't be despaired. We want this election. And as it stands now, Nigeria has changed. I want to tell you, as it stands now, Nigeria has changed. So that is what happened. So I've met artists. People are going to be coming. People who know more than me are going to be coming on this platform. Anytime we schedule them, they're going to be joining us in space to actually tell us, a whole lot more about the case. People inside the case are going to be coming. So thank you so much I want to also say, for those people who have given me, who have, assisted me, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I lack words of expression to actually tell you how grateful I am, for all of you. You guys have only shown me love, since, we started this movement. So Saddam, thank you for what you do. Otumba, Ensis, Jimmy, my man. Chigozie is here. Chigozie, my man. Otumba, Sweet Angel, the governor in Delta State, Kimpel, I see you. Magnificent dude. Anka Dede, I see all of you. I don't know where Sister Hannatu has been, Olawaski, Omega. I don't know where Sister Darren, I love you. So all of you on this platform, Abokina Geri, how are you? How are you doing? Cindy, Equity, Ako, all of you, I don't know, Berry B, I don't know, Adaigwe, Saddam, please help me and call. Vino, all of you.
I will help you. I'll help you. Don't worry.
Real Level Best, you know, see me. Real Level Best.
Oh, my sister that speaks Igbo with American accent. I love you so much. You know that. I love you so much. I love all of you guys. I don't know how to call this name, but we are doing our best.
The problem with this calling names is I've always told you. The problem with calling
Saddam,
names you have to
help me out and greet everybody on my behalf.
Let me help you out. Let me tell you, say make you start. You go start something, come bring me inside. Make I help you out. Okay, I will help you out. Do voila. Please, guys.
If I just call Sweet Angel like this, my head go just confused.
Oh my God. Oh God, have mercy. You never miss. Okay. Guys, that's the You Really My Best show for you guys. Always amazing listening to you, my brother. I cannot underemphasize how much you're loved on this platform. I would not say I'm your number one fan because your number one fans are plenty here. I am your biggest fan. They give me joy. Thank you, my brother. We see the work you're doing. Thank you for being so persistent. You are a perfect example of a Nigerian that believes, an obedient that understands what it means to be an obedient. I will say, for me in this movement, you see N6, two of you are my heroes. I'm not even going to call another. That's the two heroes I know because you guys are on ground and doing the Lord's work. There is nothing bigger than staying on ground, sacrificing everything you can sacrifice for this movement because you believe right from day one. You guys have put in your life, your talent, your time, your resources. You have never even for one. I know all the promises that I promised you, and even when I forget and I skip, you always go. You never for one day. You have never for one day complain. You see, no wala. We'll get back on Monday. I don't want to say much. I just want to know that guy. We appreciate you. God bless you and answers for me because two of you are just. You guys are amazing. And this goes out to every one of us on the platform. I don't quantify how important anybody is. We are all as important as everybody doing this Lord's work. But it's important that when we see people doing this work, you reach out to them. Obedience. Many of us here, I think, Namdi, God bless you, my brother, for also saying that. You came out here and you said that thing that last time, and you sparked a revolution in my heart. I see no reason why many of us are in diaspora. Many of you have money. You're listening to me. You're not there here now. I have billionaires on this platform listening to me. Many of you have money. You just come here and listen to these young boys. There are people putting in their lives and sweat that you can always reach out to these people and say, hey, guy, how far? How are you doing? Just take this $100. It's nothing to you. It's nothing to you. Take this $200. It is nothing to you. Reach out. Show them. And how far? This one way they work for this thing for obedience things. How far? You don't sacrifice your life. We know what's up. And just they will not come. They won't come out here and ask. But These are those extra means you just help to support this guy. You never best. I am so blown about a number of you in my DMs already. I see the love you guys are showing this guy, and I'm so happy that I know that him now he's happy. He gets someone that a man have made a commitment to him that I've blown my heart. God bless you. In fact, I have to call your name, sir. No, let me not call your name. All these Abadu beggars are here. They'll flood your DM. But God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. You know yourself, and you know what I'm saying. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Even people are giving him as low as 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. It is something. It is some 1K for Abuja. Abuja no be Lagos. 1K go pay in transport. 1K will do something, but food for Abuja they cost. So like 3K, 3,500. Buy him food. Do all those things. Let us help our people that are doing the hard work. And it's not restricted to River Best. Them Chigozie, them Abokina Geri, them everybody that is putting in the work on the ground. Reach out to these people. Reach out to them. Show them love. If you're in diaspora, that's the best way you can push it. You cannot come back home and push. Just show people love. Show people love. We are all we have. We have ourselves. If we don't have government, we don't get government. We are our government. We are all we have. Honestly speaking, I just had to push this out there for one or two of you that have another person. Send me. I'll send this account number. Please also reach out to me. Send me a Burkina Gary number. Send me a Chigozie number. Send me NC's number. Reach out to me also. I want people to let's use today and bless many of these our people working the ground. Honestly speaking, they really deserve all the love. All right, let's move on real quick. Let me take a lady. You ever say my sister?
I've not finished, so Saddam.
Oh, Oladipo. Please reach
I
out
was
to
about to
Oladipo
tell you
also.
Oladipo was still on hold.
Please reach out to Oladipo also. Show Oladipo love. Please show Oladipo love also. He's doing amazing work on the ground.
In
Also,
the Southwest in
in the
particular,
Southwest,
please
please.
remember him.
This
Yes.
guy has been called so many names for this movement. Please, obedience on this platform. I have billionaires here. He showed me die. I have billionaires here. Please share the resources around. God bless you all right, Oladipo, my brother, I have the space now. Go on with your submission. Go on, bro.
Yes, thank you, Saddam. I really appreciate it. You see, let me tell you something. My own aim and my own reason for being here is to see Nigeria working. If Nigeria is working, what I do is enough to feed me. I can tell you that what I do is enough to feed me. If Nigeria is
Please,
working,
Oladipo, what do you do? Please, we have people here that will patronize you. Well, I think we say this thing on the Vawulence space. We have a 1 hour, 2 hour section of obedience. That please, thank you. Oladipo, send me your account number in your DM. Abuki, send me your account number in your DM. Chigozie, send me your account number in your DM. NC, send me your account number in your DM. People are in my DM already. Somebody wants to bless all of you. So please just send me this account number. No. See as Christmas happening.
My account.
Jimmy, respect yourself. I go send them all your account number to your own DM self. As you come by them, I forward it to you. I forward it to you immediately. Now these people wait Christmas week. So Oladipo, please tell them what you're doing. People on this platform now will patronize you. We have good obedience here. Please advertise your business.
Yes. I am an electronics engineer and I am into alternative fuel. Let me just mention this. I have said this on this space before, but I'll mention it again. In 2010, I was able to through my research, I was able to design a combustion generator, as in a generator that combusts water, not fuel, water. I break water down into monoatomic hydrogen and diatomic oxygen, and I burn it as fuel. I can send the picture. I've posted the picture before. So it's not something new. But let me tell you, my life was threatened over this project. So those are the kind of things I do. I am into power supplies. I do server applications.
Please, Oladipo, please, start again.
Nigeria.
We cannot hear you.
Please, and also release your business name or let your full business profile.
Not fuel, water. Because you see, let me tell you one thing people don't understand. There is a question I asked myself, and I've asked the whole scientific environment around me. Why did God make water the largest component on this planet? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What is water? Water is just a molecule that is just a combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is a catalyst. Hydrogen is highly combustible. The moment you can break it down, and it's very easy to do because all you need to do is just create lightning in a small space. That is all you need to do. The science is crazy, but it is possible. So the moment you can break down water, you can easily combust water. Water is fuel. If you're on this space now, Google the name of Stan Meyer. That was the first guy that did it, but he was killed. There is a lot of people that have done various kind of things, but because of the fossil fuel industry, a lot of people have been killed over things like this. My life was threatened, seriously threatened. But let's just leave that side. So now all I deal with is server applications, Linux server management, solar boreholes and installation, solar panels, inverters and stuff. That is what I do. That is what I do. And I am into IoT development too. I do a lot of research on IoT, Internet of Things. So that is what I do.
Where we go do business space like this? We need
No, I
because
think if we we'll have what we do is that what we'll do that we'll have probably on our Saturday space that is as long as this we'll have a 2 hours section on the space whereby we'll allow obedient businesses to come up
yes,
and talk about their businesses.
and we need to
Saddam,
connect. We need to connect.
come in.
Everybody needs to get
Let me
connected.
Otumba, we came up with cruise space for Fridays, and we've decided to do something like this for cruise space. So the cruise space is just meant for obedient and everyone to just come. It's every Friday, right? People come off just to cool off. Nothing political. We just gist, we talk, we play music, we do trivial questions. It happens.
I've been win money the last time, and I never give me my money.
So people win money.
Otumba, you talk about money. You know
My
when
10,000 naira.
I slept, Jimmy, that cruise space that you were in last night. I slept
Now
by
this
6
morning
o'clock.
finish.
I slept 6 a.m. this morning.
Oga Mag too was there. Mag was giving us
Yeah,
some
Mag was
old
there.
down. It was mad. So we people play music. You ask the question who sang it, and the title and all that. People are winning money, and you come there, shoot your shot. It's just a cruise. It's a 1 day thing. We're looking forward to, just like Vawulence space. But this is a cruise space where all obedience can come every Friday. It is sacrosanct. Yesterday they came up with an idea of people coming up to advertise their business. You tell people what you do, people can patronize you and all that. It's a perfect slot to have that.
Can you even add also that investors can come?
Of course.
Because
Of course,
obedience there's so many obedience when we are talent. I said this group of
Do you know, guys? I
that's
hate to be the guy to do this,
cruise
but I'll
space.
just give a 30-second submission.
So instead of
Breaking news.
that day, we can just use Fridays. I just wanted to put that in there, Saddam. Go on.
All right then,
The problem,
Saddam.
Jimmy, the problem is this, and the problem is that no matter how there is, I just feel like no matter how important that space, we can do that and we can still do it on the Vawulence space because there is a number we command on this space that no matter how you want to call that cruise space, people will not just want to come and cast cruise. People they invest for Nigeria, so we have a platform as big as this. We will use this platform. We use this platform and also help people because there are people that are on this platform that just come here because of the Vawulence space. So we use this moment also and help our people because you know what I'm saying. There's no how you bring that like
Saddam.
Hmm?
Saddam. All this thing one that they talk. Let me take you guys to Google. 14 hours ago, breaking news in Nigeria, according to Punch newspapers, 300 scientists migrated to UK. Follow me. The Association of Female Medical Lab Scientists of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, said no fewer than 300 medical lab scientists trained in Nigeria moved to the UK within the last 6 months. This country is losing scientists at an alarming rate. On this space alone, we have been with Oladipo for at least the last 9 months to 1 year, and we have not known that this man alone can create energy from water. We can help him and donate as much as we want, but I think it is much better we add his name to 301 scientists that leave this godforsaken shithole and move to a better place where he can science this science without at least NEPA taking light or
Excuse me.
anything else. So,
While
because
Season,
Otumba, this thing why I hear,
season, don't kill
this
me.
thing why I hear, they know they crowdfund for him. This one now,
I
make you go
just
put am
posted the
for.
picture on
He
the.
tell
I
you say
just
they won't
posted the
kill him.
picture.
They tell you say they won't kill him. We still say nah, this thing. Maybe we just go carry and go put for where he go just turn to the superstar where
but
he's
bro,
supposed to be because
that one like
ha,
Finland. Now Finland,
God
they
boss
don't
my
tell
head
you.
do
You go just go
electricity
Finland
from
or
hydrogen. Hey God.
all those Scandinavian countries, they green friendly, really green. You see, US, with our seafood where they run our business. But what I want to say is like Jimmy, I don't know Saddam also. I know this is a side topic, but I'm really serious about creating a fora for obedience that have businesses connect, invest. You can even partner because I know you said you do solar. I think your woman does solar also. Like and they're in different states. I think we need to from parallel facts itself, I already know how much we need to partner with each other. We need to, I think we can form a business community of ourselves also. This obedient movement is filled with so many bright minds. I know a lot of us are waiting for us to get our mandates before we fully start investing in Nigeria, but we can
Waiting like
start making, but we can start making partnerships because this obedience also they need money to eat. They want to feed. So if we can find a way to I understand nobody wants to just give money to anybody anymore now, but if it's a business, I don't know if you watch Shark Tank, if there's a presentation, things you can show and talk about, people, obedience will look at it and say, okay, let me support you. This is what I can do. I can't just give you money, just come, okay, I can come and partner with you. So yeah, we can form a business
Otumba,
community.
Otumba,
Sakpa don't blow
Otumba,
my dog. Oh, my dog they find visa to come on Nigeria. Mona no forget my
Otumba,
Napoleon though.
Otumba.
Mona no forget my Napo. Buhari
Can you
won't
guys
kill
hear
her.
me?
Oladipo,
Can you
continue,
guys hear me?
my brother. Continue, please.
Yes, I just posted the picture of the first one I successfully did on the comments page. You can look at it. That's the first one that I successfully was able to do. Successfully. Now, there is something I want to say. You see, I am even willing, I am saying this openly now. I am willing to teach anybody the things I know. The only thing is that you have to have evidences that you are truly obedient. I beg. I know they teach Agbado anything. That is the only thing. You have to have evidences. That is the one where me and you no go comot trouser fight. There has to be evidences. I can teach you everything I know because I want to die empty. I want to die empty because there is a whole lot that I have done there is a whole lot of researches that I carry out, and I can't digress into everything. When I was living in Surulere, it was just the fact that I sleep very late, and when NEPA brings light later in the night, everybody I will go and put off their gen. But me, just because I sleep late, I wake up very around 8, 9, 10 in the morning. Everybody will leave my gen to run till morning. And I sat down. And in 2 days, I designed an automatic changeover for my generator. And I sold it to everybody in that house. You understand? That is the way I think. And that is the way we should
Oladipo,
think.
let me just say this before you wrap up. When I come out here and I see the ingenuity of the obedient spirit, people don't understand. I say the most talented of Nigerians, the best brains in Nigeria, the people that want to see Nigeria. See, to fix Nigeria is very, very easy. And people that can fix Nigeria are the people crying and screaming every day for Peter to come into power. Because it is so painful seeing that this thing can work. I can bring in my own talent into this sector and it will work. But you see the other people that are fighting for the status quo. And the people, look at them now, Kudus. Just look at Oladipo is a typical Yoruba man. Otumba is a typical Yoruba man. Jimmy is a typical Yoruba man. These are talented Yoruba men on this platform. But in the eventuality of a useless Buhari Tinubu administration, a Kudus, a MC Olomo.
Anymore. There is a guy That guy start. Let me tell you, that is why it is so painful whenever I see Shinwo Shewa write crazy things on social media. Shinwo Shewa was someone that we grew up, as in, we were eating gala and coke when Shinwo Shewa was already using command prompt to chat. I'm telling you this for a fact. That Shinwo Shewa that you see capping nonsense today is someone that, I won't lie to you, that guy's brain is enough to change the IT infrastructure of Nigeria. Just that
My
guy's
brother, God bless you. Do you know how old I've known about Naira Land? You know, since when I've been on Naira Land since.
He
Naira
developed
Land.
Naira Land in K Plaza. Let me tell you, look for someone whose name is Abiodun Fijabi. He himself and one uncle of mine brought a cyber cafe to Ogun State. And they were the ones that, he was in that cyber cafe. He was begging us to join Naira Land. That Shinwo Shewa you're looking at, that guy is fucking talented. Those are the kind of people. Let me tell you, I keep laughing each time I walk on the street and I see plastic bottles. Immediately I look at plastic bottles. Do you know that you are looking at diesel, pure diesel? Do you know how much we will make if we just bring just 5 pyrolysis machines into Nigeria to burn all this pure water nylon and plastic and convert them to diesel? Tire generates
My father
pure
mentioned
diesel.
this idea about 10 years ago.
Pyrolysis, just burn those things without oxygen. It converts into diesel. So you see, when we talk, there are so many things that we can do to change this country. But the problem we have is that there is no enabling environment. When I was doing this research, Saddam, I was the one looking for money. I was the one looking for materials. I was the one building. I was
My
the one
brother,
designing.
sorry,
I was the one researching.
do you know how much the Biden administration spent on green energy initiatives last year? I think it's $11 billion. See, they are throwing out money to right now. They are throwing out money to cybersecurity and green energy. That's where they are literally throwing money. Like they are giving you money. Like, yo, go and think of
Otumba, and we have a president
renewable
select.
energy sources.
We have a president select that thinks green
Climate change.
energy is a matter
Well,
of the
yeah.
church rat. The church rat seeking.
Hey! Things
As
happen this
in,
election
you can
cycle.
imagine. You can
Man,
imagine.
why you just made me sad? Why did you bring that up? Oh God, it just made me
No,
sad.
you see,
I
that is
know.
the painful part. Let me tell you, I have mentioned it on this space before. If I, that
Oladipo,
lives in one remote village,
Oladipo,
can
please
generate electricity
un-
and have electricity
unlock your
for
DM. Can
over
you,
6-7 years.
Oladipo, can you hear me?
What did you say?
You
Yes?
unlock your DM. People are trying to reach out to you. People want to get through to you. Unlock your DM.
Okay, I will do that. So you can imagine the things we go through. You can imagine. I do researches and everything. There are so many talented guys in Nigeria, but you find out that a lot are moving out of this country. I have a friend. He's a genius when it comes to Linux. That guy had to come to US to start to repair Mac truck. A computer genius. So that is the kind of things that we are all being pushed into. So please, you see, I have seen some people trying to say, I want one, this. Let me tell you something. I pushed for patent just because of the drama concerning this. I am mentioning it to you now. The amount I was billed for patent just made me decide that I beg, make I go sit down first. That is number one. Number two, these people, I'll mention it to you now. I took the project somewhere. Getting there, I started to push because that institution spent 85 million naira on diesel as at 2010. 85 million naira on diesel per month as at 2010. They have, there is a generator they have. It's 10 MVA. That 10 MVA takes 1 drum of diesel in 10 minutes. A drum of diesel. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. A drum of diesel in 10 minutes. And we discussed, and I told them we can cut this down. And at the end of the day, the only thing I got to find out 2 months after was that he was a powerful person that was supplying that institution diesel. The next thing I found out was me coming home to meet hired assassins, placing a gun to my head and telling me that I should never visit that institution again. So let me tell you, let us forget all this drama. Let us forget all these things we talk about. God had a reason for making water the largest resources that is on this planet. Because let me tell you one shocking thing that you don't know. After you combust oxygen and hydrogen in a combustion chamber, do you know what you get at your exhaust? You get water. It is a resource that you cannot finish. Thank you. I yield my mic.
Hey!
The only thing why I want to talk now say this mandate, we don't have a choice.
Education
I
no be
repeat,
scam.
Nigeria will be
Education no
great
be choice.
in our lifetime. Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. We have all it takes to have a great nation in one administration of 4 years, both by natural resources, but even more importantly, by human resources. It will take you years to plant rice. It will take you a few weeks to plant rice and a couple of months to harvest. It will take you a year or two to at least build a refinery. It will take you a few months to mine. But one human brain can create a concept you can sell for $1 billion clean. We have more than enough of those people residents here in Nigeria. I believe me that less than $1 million and Oladipo can build a patent for something that can be sold to anybody in the world for nothing less than $1 billion. When I beat my chest and I say it, that Nigeria can be great in one administration, but you need a president who is fit, who can go to Switzerland, France, UK, and be in court 7 a.m. in Abuja. All of it with
You
commercial
also need
flights,
a
not
president
with private
that
jets.
can understand simple terminology. You need a
You need a
president
president that you will bring
when
this thing and explain to
yes,
him.
that you can have a conversation and that is humble and willing enough, and he's not looking at it from how much if you make from this shit. He's looking at
Saddam, I
it
send you some voice pops
Yeah,
from
I
Tinubu
want
on
to. I
green
want to
energy.
see the
Biko,
kind of
check your
president. See
DM.
the kind of president they say we need. Listen.
So that
no,
Oladipo
but
can understand
can I
the.
go you later?
Hello,
Everybody
hello,
Let
hello,
Oladipo
hello,
understand that
Saddam.
if Peter Obi
Please,
doesn't
hello,
enter power,
Tizu,
these are the people he will
Tizu,
explain his concept to.
Tizu,
No,
please.
but wait.
Let
Sorry.
me say this.
Does everyone remember when Peter Obi, they asked Peter Obi about climate change in New York? And he said, I don't know, but I'll read more about it. And then a couple of subsequent speaking events later on, he started talking about it. That's
Yes,
who we need. Someone that is willing to say, I don't know this, but
Otumba,
let me read up
Otumba,
on this.
Otumba, please, can I say something, please? I just want to mention this so that we can always have a very curious mind. Presently, we have sun in Nigeria. Presently, there is something, you can Google what I'm saying, whether I'm lying. There's something called Fresnel lens. You can Google it, Fresnel, Fresnel lens. That thing can melt a stone in just less than 10 minutes. In less than 10 minutes. You can Google what I'm saying, whether I'm lying. You see videos on YouTube. That is number one. Number two, presently, countries are making what is called sand battery. Sand. Yepe. I don't know what is in Igbo. Yepe. Jimmy,
Aja, the
anybody
Igbos
that
call it Aja sand.
sand battery. Do you know what they do? They use sun to generate power. Eat up the sand during the day. Use the sand to heat water to generate steam and generate electricity during the night. Sand can retain high temperature for over 6 to 8 hours. Sand.
I'm old enough to remember our parents always had a huge calabash of sand, our grandparents in the house. If you remember, sand is also a huge preservative. So you're very right.
Thank
Very,
you.
very right.
So those are the things. And when I looked at this technology, Saddam, you know what annoys me? This is something that is duly possible, as in extremely possible. This is something we can all sit down. You do this one, you do that one. There are people that can do it here, that can build, design, research, and make these things work. We have the opportunity. But let me tell you, the only thing that is the problem for Nigeria is because everything our leaders, our rulers think about is how they can make quick money. Quick money that they can just quickly spend and throw around. Because fossil fuel is killing us. Imagine the things I've mentioned. Imagine you burning a particular fuel and the end result is still the same fuel that you just expended. Does that not make a serious sense to anyone listening? That is that. Please. I'm a village man. I don't know how to open DM without unlocking
Now
so
why
much of my privacy.
I think now why we say if you come out here, you come begin to speak your Yoruba, they blast, they cause people. I cannot understand that anger.
Thank you.
Deep. Do you understand? So most times when Oladipo comes over here and he speaks and he says it from his heart, you understand that I can do some things, but this country is freaking limiting me.
I say it here.
Saddam,
If you want to learn, I can
please contact me, please. As his DM is hard to open,
I'm
please.
not collecting money because let me tell you something.
Wait. Let me. I have to become
Please, if you can't
manager.
reach Oladipo via DM, I'm currently his manager.
I'm his manager. I have to drop you.
I am currently his
I
self.
have to drop you.
Saddam.
Let me meet everybody. I have to meet everybody, including
You know, say no mute co-host.
I will drop you. Right. I can drop you. Baba, I go drop you.
Saddam.
This
no cause fight.
is respect yourself. See, you don't say me. Wait. Respect yourself. You don't come and you want to come and now. You see when Igbo man, they say Igbo man, they won't get brain. Igbo man, I won't conquer Igbo man. You see that? I saw they said Papa Igbo man.
Na man they do man normally. Na man they do man.
Apapa go. They go employ Apapa lawyer Igbo man. May go guy to me. Respect yourself, please. Let me collect business. Please, I'll be selling you people. Let me sell myself. I'm a good salesman. I'm a salesman. Oladipo, when I finish selling myself, he will sell himself. You will not choose. I am open like that. You will not choose. Choose ye this day who will manage you. Yeah? Choose ye this day who will manage you. Between me and Esses.
First of all, Mr. Oladipo, we have subpoenaed your DM. You cannot even open your DM by yourself.
This part is the Otumba and Jimmy. I will personally block them. I will block them. So please.
Saddam, I'm on the floor. I beg. Na grand idea. I beg.
Oladipo, I promise you to get you good customers. I promise you that your talent will not go in vain. I promise you that I will make sure you go far and beyond. This talent God has given to you, you will reap it. You go chop the money. I just need my 10%. I am not it's just 10%. I know NCs will ask for 20% or 30%. If NCs ask for 10, 15 or 8%, I come down to 5%. Please, I am not greedy. You hear me? Thank you. NCs, you can sell your market.
I don't turn this thing to Dragon's Nest.
Oladipo.
Yeah.
Oladipo.
Jimmy, you want to do tribalism? Jimmy, no running here. No running here, Jimmy. No running here. Please. Thank you. Continue.
I mean, I swear I'm in tears. I'm on the floor of my apartment.
You see, that is Saddam, you now understand my anger. You now understand my
I swear to God,
anger,
when I feel
why
your
I
pain.
rake.
I swear
because
I feel it.
let me tell you something. I'm not perfect too. I'm not going to come here and tell you that I am perfect. I'm this. But let me tell you, I just need people I don't even mind. If you have money to do something, come to me. I'll give you brief. Sit down. If you can develop that, go and develop that. That is what we should be able to do. But we don't have the enabling environment. We don't have what works. Because we are in an environment that things does
what
not
you're
even
saying,
encourage you.
What you're saying, Saddam, remember that conversation I had when I was with Mr.
I swear, bro, yes.
Yeah. What
Otumba,
what
shed
you are
light on that
saying,
conversation, please. Shed light on that conversation, please.
the ranting you're ranting on, and engineer Dengs will bear me witness. We sat in a lunch in a restaurant in Houston. There are like 6 or 7 people. I won't mention their name, but these are people that have millions. These people have built hospitals that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars in the US. These people have designed waterways. They've built highways. These people collect contracts from the US government in hundreds. These people have construction companies here in the US. I'm not saying they say that you can look up and say, what? This guy built this road? The same rants you went on is the same rants they went on because they want to go and do something willingly in their own state. But when they approach the state governor or approach someone, it usually ends up in bribe. So the guy is like, wait, I want to do something with my own money. Personal money that will benefit the state. A project that you yourself can even claim and say, I brought this guy in to do it. They will still ask for bribe. So these guys look like, or they will approach them and say, come and build this. And then when they look at the budgets, they look at the breakdown, they're like, this thing that you have budgeted 10 billion will only cost 2 billion now. But you will not use my good name that I've built and spent years in the US to siphon money. See, the rants, Saddam, I said, I don't, most people, it was a Tuesday or is it a Tuesday space? The rants we think we rant among the young, they are people that are in their 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. When they went on their own rants, oh my God. You see, these are people that are wealthy. When you say wealthy as fuck, these people have money, they have name, they have their integrity to protect. And they're telling you, they're just going name after name and projects that even when I was like, wait a minute, okay, I see why this project is not going. They'll tell you, yes, I spent my money, I got an architect, I got this, I got the civil engineer from India to design this and design that. And we presented to the governor. And the next thing, I read on the news that the governor had borrowed loan to build the project. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, why is he borrowing 20 billion for something that's supposed to cost 5 billion? Like, and they go
Speaking
on
of,
and they rant, and this is the problem we have, which is why, and they all go back to one thing, why I keep saying one of the reasons why I love Peter Obi is the only candidate or among them that I can say understands the power of creating jobs, understands the power of creating value, understands what it means to start a business and run it. He gets it. I keep saying, if you drop him somewhere and give him 1 naira or 10,000 naira, he would turn it into a business. So, man, Oladipo, I feel your pain, my brother, but obedience. As I say, let's form a business.
Otumba, na SDG number 7, Oladipo just did the play like this. I just did just the surprise. SDG number 7. Oh God.
It is well, my brother. Please, if you for all this, as Oladipo new manager, just hit me the DM, man. Let us take it up from there. But we'll be going back to the.
Saddam, I'll
know,
still make my
like
picks
I
later
said,
on. Then we
I
go
don't
do
know how to
polls.
open my
Please, right
Because
now, let's take a commercial break. No more submission.
I go make my picks later.
Let me, please.
Oladipo, let me draw up my.
Oh yeah. Let me not play people what he feels about green energy. This thing, guys.
That Nigeria, I'm ready to serve. It's about service to this country. We inherited speaking in tongues from the Bible. But our diversity is a promise for prosperity. You are building an institution in the honor of your sovereignty.
Saddam, why are you posting these things now?
I said that Tinubu they pause. You say na Saddam.
Hey, you seriously?